from the mayor, but he still insisted that there was none. He merely blindly followed his bosses, and therefore he lied 3 times before the people of San Simon, Pampanga, and more particularly, he lied before the proceedings of this committee. I move, Mr. Chair, that he be cited for contempt.
Yung salitang, my loyalty is to my bosses. Did I hear that right earlier? From
Opo, one way of saying I cannot be better than the boss, the vice mayor as an appointing
yeah.
authority.
So, Mr. Chair,
and the
if I may, Mr. Chair, baka dito po kasi in aid of legislation, may we inquire from the Honorable George Cariño, sino po ba ang boss nyo sa pagkakaintindi mo?
The appointing authority is the immediate superior of the who is the vice mayor, Your Honor. And the SB member are also my superior in the legislative processes, Your Honor. Ang banggit ko po dito, I hope...
Yeah, so Mr. Chair, just to cut short the time, medyo dun po kasi nakakalito. Kasi, Mr. Chair, with due respect to Mr. George Cariño, as a government official, ang boss nyo po ay ang mga taong bayan.
So, any member of this committee that wants to object? So, no objections to the members of this committee? The motion is...
Your Honor,
Let's
please.
wait.
Yes, Your
That you're
Honor.
mentioning.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
anyway,
Can we furnish the committee copies of so that
no.
we haven't forwarded copies, I think, of the decision to the Ombudsman.
Please submit to
Yes, Your
this
Honor.
committee.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And please, on the next meeting, hearing, please prepare the
Yes, Your Honor.
query with regards to
Opo.
issue of jurisprudence.
Yes, Your
the
Honor.
Penalties.
Opo.
Congressman Marcoleta, are you done?
Pagbigyan ko na muna yung mga iba kasama
yes.
natin.
Before, the next to interpret is Congressman Chairman Dan Fernandez, but before you, my manifestation na po si Madam Jimmy. Please proceed, ma'am.
Related to an earlier statement, remark by Congressman Marcoleta, who, by the way, his party list was #1 in Lubao. So we are friends. Okay, related to his earlier statement that that the Ombudsman only suspended the mayor, and instead of calling and change, or what they call it, reviewing the charter of the Ombudsman, which might really not be very productive in the end, because I don't think it will really pass in Congress. Then why don't, since the Ombudsman is waiting for us to submit something, then what we can submit after this hearing is an opinion that the penalty they have imposed is too light from the point of view of the committee, so that we are productive and not keep asking the same questions and badgering the resource persons. I'm after results. So I don't know if anybody, because Cong.Marcoleta left already, I don't know if anybody would like to make a motion that in the opinion that in the opinion of this committee, the penalty is too light.
I agree with the opinion of former President GMA. After this hearing, of course, somebody has to move and duly approved by the whole body. Para po next hearing, at least may report tayo na sinulatan ni Ombudsman. In fact, and that includes the DLG, ma'am. Sama na natin, no?
Yes, they have to ask them to produce the opinion that limits their power. I don't know if Congressman Ordanes would like to make the motion, because he's the one who filed the motion to inquire in the first place.
Chairman Pong, will you make the motion?
May move to upgrade the charges at the penalty imposed by the Ombudsman and require the DILG on where they are on whether they request the DILG to have their legal opinion on the case with regard to the maximum penalty imposed by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan.
Second, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion to write a letter to the Ombudsman and to the ILG with regards to the query being raised by Congressman Marcoleta. Duly seconded. Any objection? The change is none. The motion is carried. COMSEC is directed to draft the letter for address to Ombudsman and to the DILG.
Kasi kanina hindi ko natanong si Mayor, no? Nawala si Mayor, nasa si Mayor? Saan? Well, anyway, yung former Vice Mayor, no? Will take action on this, no? The same date, naayos natin, tapos that was signed as well, no? Ano natin sa, na-sign pa ni Mayor yun? Yung resolution for reclassification, na-sign yun, no? As a matter of fact, yun ang pinagbasihan ng, ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Am I right, Attorney Canlas? Attorney Canlas, no? Yung resolution for reclassification was signed by the Mayor. That's the reason why you have gathered that evidence as well. Yung resolution that was certified earlier.
It is not among the, it is not included in the case which was decided, Your Honor. It's a different matter altogether. Yung pong case na dinicide ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan, it involves the illegal disbursement and other irregularities pertaining to the purchase of 33 lots located
But
in
not the
San Simon.
reclassification.
No, Your Honor.
Okay,
That's
mamaya
it.
na tanungin na natin
Opo.
si Mayor. Andiyan ba si, Mr. Chairman, si Anisete?
Totoo ba yung narinig ko kay Mr. Mangaron na yung lupa na 14,000 plus square meters binenta sa kanya ni yung Anisete family in the tune of 5 million? Tama ba yung pagkarinig ko?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Is the Register of Deeds here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you agree that there was a deed of sale executed between the Aniceto family and the Mangaron family?
No, Your Honor. As per our records, the document which led to the cancellation of Anisete and the issuance of title in favor of Mr. Mangaron was deed of sale, Your Honor.
Deed of sale or deed of donation?
Deed of donation, Your Honor.
Mr. Mangaron, alin po ba ang totoo? Nabili ninyo o donate po sa inyo?
Nabili po namin, Your Honor.
Are you trying to tell me that the records of the Register of Deeds are fake? Nakapirma ka, Mr. Kwan.
At yung statement mo, yung claim mo na deed of sale, at the amount of 5 million, sinabi ng RDO na hindi po. It was a deed of donation, not a deed of sale. Now you're under oath. Sagot lang po ng direksyon, no? Please proceed, Chairman ako.
He has not answered my question, Mr. Chair. Yung ba ay sale or donate po sa kanya?
Mr. Mangaron, please answer. Donation or deed of sale?
Deed of absolute sale po, Your Honor.
May I request that the resource person submit to us a copy of the deed of sale that he is mentioning?
Before we leave that issue or continue discussing this issue, I move, Mr. Chair, that to include in the committee report the administrative or maybe criminal liability to the land bank official. So approve.
There's a motion to include the administrative and legal liability of the DAR and the land bank. Duly seconded. Land bank, any objection?
I vote no.
There's a rejection of that motion by former President GMA. And for the record, there's a one vote no.
With reservations, Mr. Chair.
What reservation? Yes or no? So you're abstaining?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Just for this motion.
No,
because
but my question is, are you abstaining?
for the motion.
Yeah.
Yes,
We are
Mr.
talking
Chair.
about the motion. So you abstain.
Yes.
So there's a motion, one objection, and one abstention. So the motion is carried.
Mr. Chair, earlier we able to prove that the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary lied to the people of the municipality of San Simon, as well as the members of this committee. In 3 instances, Mr. Chair, first in the agenda of January 14, 2020, it was admitted that that there was a certified urgent coming from the city mayor, only to be overturned by his own admission that there was none. And then in the preparation of the minutes of the committee, the minutes of the meeting, again, there was a formal declaration that there was a certified urgent letter coming from the mayor, only to be admitted again that there was none. And then finally, he submitted a certification before us, again certifying that there is an urgent certification coming from the mayor, but he still insisted that there was none. He merely blindly followed his bosses, and therefore he lied 3 times before the people of San Simon, Pampanga, and more particularly, he lied before the proceedings of this committee. I move, Mr. Chair, that he be cited for contempt, and the necessary penalty of detention be carried with it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Before I recognize everyone, there's a motion to cite in contempt SP Secretary Cariño. Any objections? Honorable former President PGMA objects? Yes.
Mr. Chair, I wanted to propound clarificatory questions so that I will know if I will support that. Very quickly, Mr. Chair. Very quickly.
Okay, I will give you a few. Ilang tanong ba?
Yeah, dalawa lang, Mr.
Dalawa.
Chair.
Because there is a second by Congressman Akop. And just for the record, as of now, there is a second motion by Congressman Akop, but they are being objected. For the record,
Yeah.
Ma'am JM is voting for no with regard to the contempt. Please
Yeah.
proceed.
Clarificatory, Mr. Chair. Ilang beses ko po kasi narinig yung salitang my loyalty is to my bosses. Did I hear that right earlier? From
Opo, one way of saying I cannot be better than the boss, the vice mayor as an appointing authority.
So, Mr.
and
Chair,
the
if
SB
I may, Mr. Chair, baka dito po kasi in aid of legislation, may we inquire from the Honorable George Cariño, sino po ba ang boss nyo sa pagkakaintindi mo?
The appointing authority is the immediate superior of the who is the vice mayor, Your Honor. And the SB member are also my superior in the legislative processes, Your Honor. Ang banggit ko po dito, I hope...
Yeah, so Mr. Chair, just to cut short the time, medyo dun po kasi nakakalito. Kasi, Mr. Chair, with due respect to Mr. George Cariño, as a government official, ang boss niyo po ay ang mga taong bayan, ang mga taga San Simon. And I think that should be corrected, Mr. Chair, for the record, that all of us, our power emanates from the people who are paying our taxes. So I believe that can be corrected. My next question, Mr. Chair, in relation to the motion of the Honorable Marcoleta and the answers during the previous hearing, narinig po kasi natin yung mga kataga, sa isang buwan, approximately there are 4, did I hear that right, correct? If my memory recalls me right, 4 yung mga certificate of urgency na ini-issue. That was your answer before.
Opo,
Yeah, but please answer it with a yes or no. So it's
yes, Your Honor.
okay. So the statement of the SB Secretary, naging pangkaraniwan na kapag may mga land reclassification or request from the Office of the Mayor, even without documents, as long as it is certified urgent, it's being done approximately on a minimum 4 to 5 times. With that, Mr. Chair, I'm going to put forward the proper motion that we be given a copy of all these urgent requests, because this is also in relation to the action of Mr. George Cariño. Lastly, Mr. Chair, may I ask the Honorable George Cariño, ano po ba ang responsibilities ng Sangguniang Bayan Secretary?
Under the local government code po, ang trabaho ng SB Secretary is to attend the meeting and take minutes of the proceedings, Your Honor, posting of the ordinances approved by the...
Mr. Chair, do you examine documents that are being given to you, or you just blindly follow whatever is whispered to you?
I just listen to my superiors, Your Honor, because I am not in a position to inquire whether what they are saying is true or
So,
not.
Mr.
or
Chair, pasensya na po, last question. So you can sign anything without checking the documents, just based on what your perceived bosses are saying?
During the deliberation, Your Honor, anyway, what is presented,
No, my question is answerable with a yes or no. So maski walang papel, kapag merong allegedly nagsabi sa'yo, diretso na lang yon, sasabihin mong urgent yon, pero walang papel.
pag binanggit po sa akin ng mga honorableng SB members, Your Honor, doon po ako po
So no further question, Mr. Chair, and I would not object to the motion of the Honorable Marcoleta because I can see clearly that George Cariño is confused with his obligations.
Just for the record, the motion of, the motion of Congressman Marcoleta to cite in contempt, duly seconded by Chairman Akop, and the objection ni former President Honorable GMA, of course, that is for the record purposes, but because Ma'am GMA cannot vote because she's not a member of this committee. So any member of this committee that wants to object. So, no objections to the members of this committee. The motion is,
Your Honor,
please
please.
wait. The motion is carried.
Your Honor, please, may I answer bago po ako
Sandali, tapusin mo muna yung ano namin, proceedings namin, then I will recognize you. I need a motion for the period of detention of Mr. Cariño. And section C, refusal to answer relevant questions.
What is the
or lie.
maximum period, Mr. Chair?
Maximum period, it's up to the committee. Only E and F violation, it says a maximum of 10 days.
Mr. Chair.
But letter A to letter D, it's up to the committee.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, please proceed.
upon listening to the exchanges between Manong Dante and our resource person, it's not only C that is being violated. In fact, there's also one under our section 11, under our contempt order, Mr. Chair. I believe section D was also being violated. Refusal to produce any books, papers, documents, or records that are relevant to the inquiry and are in possession of the concerned person. Congressman Marcoleta has been asking the SB Secretary to produce to us the letter coming from the mayor, and this is very relevant in the discussion on whether there was indeed a urgency of the matter. But instead he provided us a certification. So I think item letter D is also being violated, not only letter C.
Anyway, Congressman Adjong, though 1, 2, or 3 violation, for as long as it is up to the committee to decide the period of detention, except for letter D, E and F. So, yung manifestation of the Congressman Adjong is duly noted. Again, I need a motion for the period of detention of...
I move, Mr. Chair, that he be meted out with the maximum penalty that will be decided by this committee on the basis of the lies perpetrated before the people of San Simon and before this committee, and for covering up, because I honestly believe that there is a letter of urgency submitted by the municipal mayor, but it is being covered up by the Sangguniang Secretary, George Cariño. And probably his release will be dependent on either the production of that particular letter of urgency submitted by the mayor, and also by recanting his statement that his bosses and superiors are the members of the Sangguniang Bayan instead of the people of the Philippines, particularly the people of San Simon, Pampanga. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Again, just to make it clear, we cannot move to detain and move and approve a detention period of an indefinite period, because there's a jurisprudence in the Supreme Court that Congresses cannot detain indefinitely those contempted.
I said,
resource
Mr.
persons.
Chair, maximum as decided by this committee.
So, but I need a motion. I thought all the while that you will move for 30 days, 15 days, or even up till the approval of the committee
I
report.
was under the impression that it will still be decided, but if you need some numbers, immediately I will move that he be detained for 10 days, Mr. Chair. And subject to further detention on the conditions that I have cited, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
There's a motion to detain for 10 days. 10 days. 10 days. May motion nga. There's a motion to, by Congressman Marcoleta to detain SP Secretary Cariño for 10 days, subject to his compliance and cooperation. Compliance of all the documents of cooperation with regards to the issue at hand, particular dun sa certificate of urgency coming from the mayor's office. There's a motion. Duly seconded. In objections, the chair is none, the motion is carried. Sergeant at Arms is directed to the COMSEC to escort SP Cariño after this hearing to his detention facility, and also COMSEC is directed to draft a letter addressed to the Secretary General and the Sergeant at Arms. Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Sir, ako po'y unang-una nagmamakawa sa committee. Please do understand na ang trabaho po ay to get minutes of the meeting of whatever transpired in the session, Your Honor. Yung pong, let's say, certified urgent, sabi ng presiding officer, yan po ay pinag-uusapan naman po sa council as a deliberative body, Your Honor. The one or two members, they are the one authorized to us as to the existence of a certification, whether there is that certification, Your Honor. Yung SB Secretary po masyado naman pong kawalan ng respeto kung sinasabi po ng presiding officer na hindi ko po lilista kung babanggitin niya po sa akin. The council, Your Honor, as everybody knows here, that is a deliberative body. Anybody among the members can dispute whether there is really that certification from the office mayor. They can ask, Your Honor, sila po ang may karapatan magtanong po nun, Your Honor. Kasi po ako naglilista lang po, nagpe-prepare lang po ako ng calendar of business, at kung ano lang po ang banggit doon, yun lang po naman ang lilista ko, at binanggit po ng presiding officer, Your Honor, na certified urgent yan during the deliberation of that particular ordinance. That
Sorry,
I cannot
Sir
dispute, Your
Cariño,
Honor.
narinig ko na yan.
Please do understand that, Your Honor.
Anyway, narinig ko na rin yan kasi, pero kung akong tanungin mo, hindi ka papasa kasi question of in good faith, but you have to follow the internal rules of the Sanggunian. At the same time, you have to follow your mandate. Anong mandato mo? Diba? Ito lang, kasi simple-simple lang, matagal ka ng SP Secretary, hindi mo man lang, saan yung mga dokumentong nito? O record process, wala, di ba?
Your Honor,
Diretso lang, wala, di ba?
dun sa mandate ko po, wala.
Hindi, tanong ko lang,
Dun sa-
mayroon ba wala?
let me just
Hindi,
say
tanong ko
this.
lang, yes or no?
Wala po akong karapatan na tanungin po sila na
Why you don't have the right?
Ako,
Pagkaso, kasama ka sa kaso.
kung ano po, ito po, with due respect, Your Honor, po.
Ako I tell you, hindi pareho yung mga SP Secretary na kilala ko.